Taking a little time to focus. Anyways, today's going to be a bit of a different video because I took some clips at the gym and I was hitting my PRs for today. And I just kind of wanted to reflect and hopefully there's a lesson to learn for people who are, maybe just starting out in the gym or maybe have been going to your gym for a while and really trying to put up their lifts or really trying to achieve some sort of goal. And you've been at it for a while, and every single time it doesn't go. I just wanted to kind of share my experience and hopefully it resonates with you and you can kind of keep going, right? Because that's the essence, right? But anyways, a bit of context. I'm using my phone to record, so I don't have my fitness app to see when I just started. But I'm trying to do powerlifting and I've been really focusing on my bench recently. Right. Today was my PR for bench and I'm trying to, the way I progress is if I get on my PR day, if I get more than 2 reps, I'll progress depending on how many reps I get. Right. So I've been on the same weight for the past, I want to say 5, 6 months. Right. I think it was winter break and it's 130 kg. Right. And every single time that I attempt to get move that weight, like the first time I didn't like move up because prior to that every single PR was maybe 2, 3 reps, and I'm getting stronger each week, right? But for this weight specifically, I don't know what it is. I just cannot for the life of me, do more than 1 rep, right? And I do it in cycles, right? So 4 week cycles, and then every 4 weeks I test my PR, right? So the first cycle, that's okay. Second cycle, that's and it's getting to me. So it's been around 5 cycles, right? And this cycle today was particularly difficult, right? There's no one at the gym, or at least when I was doing my PRs. So I have some video clips recorded. So I'll probably put those at the start of the video. But I typically only test once, and then because I know if I do more than one on my highest PR, there's a chance of injury, there's a chance of things going wrong, right? But it was really disheartening, right? That second set, and you'll see that second set, I was so close to getting that second rep, and that's what I've been chasing, right? That second rep, just to give me the okay to move on, to tell me that I'm getting stronger. Now, obviously, I can see in retrospect that I am getting stronger, right? Before I could only do like 1 rep and it was everything I got. And now I can do 3 sets of 1 rep. So clearly I'm getting stronger. But in the moment, right? In the moment, it was so frustrating. It was as if like you has been spending all of this time, right? Well, it's not as if, it is spending all this time, right? You hit the gym, you try to be consistent, right? You do everything that you believe that is possible to secure your success, and then you go and you perform, and then it breaks down, right? Everything just breaks down, and it's frustrating because it's incredibly personal, right? It's incredibly personal. Like going to the gym, no one's telling me I have to go to the gym. No one's forcing me to do it, right? Like I have a career. I have like school I'm going to, but that's something that perhaps my parents have wanted me to do. There's things in my life that other people want you to do, and you do it not necessarily because you always want to, but it's because you want to make the people that you care about proud. Now, I'm not saying that's the perfect way to live life, but for me, the gym is something I chose, something that I do. I don't have to do this, right? But because it's all on me, the responsibility also lies on me, right? And anything that has happened also lies on me. And I think that's why it's so frustrating, because a lot of things in life, you can point fingers to other people and say, oh, it's their fault, or it's them who caused this, or what. You don't have to take the responsibility, and that takes off the burden of the feelings that you may be feeling, right? But for this, it's like you completely chose this. This was your choice. This was your life. This is your decision. So everything and anything is on you, right? And it's just incredibly frustrating when you have to, and I'm sure people watching this video can relate, right? You know, you hit the gym, you're hitting your calories, you're doing something, maybe you're on a cut, right? And you do everything, and then you step on that scale, the weight hasn't moved, right? But yeah, I don't want to continue on with necessarily just just telling you how frustrated I am. I think it's a great way to vent, but I'm not sure if it's 100% productive for this video and for people who are watching. So I just wanted to kind of bring it into maybe, not maybe, but for a lesson that people can learn and people can kind of relate to. I think this feeling, this frustration feeling, is something incredibly important because when you are putting in the work outside of the gym or outside of that one time where you need to perform, I think that frustrated feeling is what you need. What do I mean? Now, obviously, I was frustrated, but I kind of took a step back after I vented to one of my friends, sending him a billion messages. And I kind of looked at it kind of logically, right? I'm like, why did this happen, right? And there's plenty of reasons, right? I may have been consistent in the gym, but I wasn't consistent with my sleep. I wasn't consistent with my diet. I wasn't consistent necessarily with the other factors that encompass going to the gym or whatever that may be, right? Or not as consistent as I could be, right? And I think it shows. It definitely shows. Now, in the moment, I was doing everything I possibly can. But what about the moments leading up to this bench, moments leading up to this PR? Was I doing everything I possibly can? And the simple answer is no, right? I think it's you need to have that ability to look back, be honest with yourself, brutally honest with yourself, and say, was I truly doing everything in my capacity in order to succeed? Right. And 9 times out of 10, it's no. Right. Now, obviously, that sucks, right? It sucks because you don't want to be that guy who says, oh, well, you gotta lock in, and oh, you gotta do all of this, and then you yourself you're not like dialed in, right? And I think it's incredibly hypocritical for myself as well, because I'm posting videos about, oh, you need to be honest with yourself, you can't make excuses, and here I am, fucking up my lift, not necessarily being as dialed in. But this really just serves as a reminder to myself first and foremost, but for everyone else watching this, right? You need to be honest with yourself. You need to realize that, hey, maybe I wasn't as dialed in as I really thought I was. Maybe I wasn't really doing everything I needed to do. And that sucks. That's terrible. That's not what you wanted. But you need to take this experience, this frustrated feeling, and what you feel right now, and use it to fuel the next 4 weeks or next 5 weeks or whatever, however much time it takes for you to come back at it. Right. And you need to keep going. You need to keep going. I was on Instagram scrolling, as always, and I came across a quote from Alex Hermosi, and I'm not exactly 100% sure what the quote verbatim was, but it was something about how the only way that you can fail is if you give up, right? So long as you don't give up, you cannot lose. And I think that is important to remember. And I think in moments like these, it's like moments like these are when you want to give up the most. And for me personally, like as an example, like I'm thinking like I'm hitting this PR like I'm trying to hit this PR for like 5 months straight, and I'm getting the same result, right? And it's frustrating because you really want to get it, but you just can't, right? And obviously the easy way to do is like, just give up. Maybe I don't need to be hitting PRs. Maybe I should just change into bodybuilding, or maybe I should do something easier so I don't have to feel this frustration, feel this guilt, feel this just not good feeling. But that's giving into what everyone else would do in a situation like that. Because when things get hard, when the goings get tough, I think it shows the type of character, the type of man, the type of person that you are. Because if you can have what you really want just be shattered in front of you, and still go in the next day, go in the next week, go in for the next month, and put in everything that you have and take what you have learned from that experience and apply it, then nothing can really stop you. Genuinely, nothing can stop you. And that's what I'd like to take from this experience. All right, I just have some notes I wanted to kind of go over, just so I'm like on track. But yeah, that's the essence of what I wanted to really say. You know, I think the most important thing is I am incredibly frustrated, but let's talk about you or whoever's listening to this video, right? You may be frustrated. You may be trying at something that you've been doing for a while, right? And maybe no one knows about this. Maybe this is something that, is personal to you, and something that you know how much effort you've put in. And despite the effort, despite all the things that you've done, you still fail. You still don't achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. this is a message to you, to me, to everyone, that you don't give up, right? You can vent, you can cry about it, you can do whatever it makes you to feel better, but that next day, the next time you have to show up, you show up not the same amount of intensity, you go even harder, because that that is what separates people who are just okay or doing this casually, and separates them from the people who are genuinely going to succeed, right? I may have not succeeded today, I may have not succeeded last month, the month before, the past 5 months, but I damn well know that if I continue trying, I continue doing what I need to do and be completely honest with myself, then the next time I go, I'm going to get a little bit closer. And I'm going to get a little bit closer until the day that I hit what I want to do. Whether that be a bench PR, whether that be in business, whether that be in relationships, whether that be in any endeavor, provided that you do not give up and provided that you do not say, okay, I'm going to take the easy way out, no one can stop you. Genuinely, no one can stop you, because the only thing that stops you is this in here. Not your friends, not your peers, not your parents. They can say things, but the person who makes the decision to give up at the end is nobody else other than yourself. And you have to remember that. I have to remember that. We all have to remember that. Yeah, that's I I got a little bit passionate because, again, it's incredibly frustrating, but again, that's life. But yeah, hopefully a month from now, I'm making a video about how I hit my PR, how I'm everything's fine, world hunger is saved, no more wars, and life is all great. But until then, it's back to the grind. All right, guys, catch you later.